we know what Rocky Mountain spotted fever does. Most people that have it are in the hospital. It can make you really sick. And I'm like, well, I've been dealing with the illnesses that I was having every so often in the middle of the night and feeling really sick, my joints and everything. Feeling like my knees were going to break. I said, I just did everything in my familiar. And then she goes, wow. Well, I want you to go see a specialist. You need to find a specialist to help you with this. So that was the kindest avenue. I felt like I was finally being heard, that I was finally being acknowledged on a level, and a Western blot did say, you have this. And then soon after that, all the microscopy once a month confirmed it. And then the nurse could ask me, what happened? Because it fluctuated. Sometimes I looked good, like I said, and then sometimes she's like, whoa, what is going on? And then I'd be like, well, we had some emotional things happen. Someone died, and I had to face this. Like, my mother died in 2013, and all this. So you could see it in the amount of spirochetes. So again, neurologically, it's like stress, anxiousness, fatigue, all these things. I've learned probably for the first time in my life how it all, like a Swiss army, or Swiss watch, like a Swiss watch. It all fits together. Or like a Swiss army. Yeah, like all the things, it all fits together perfectly. But I definitely understand all these years, body, mind, spirit, right? Body, mind, spirit. I'm finally getting the depth of that. It's all so interwoven, and I could be so super resilient, and I was indestructible. I remember raising 3 sons, or my sons saying indestructible, that became tissue paper thin from a tick bite, where I've learned all parts, body, mind, spirit, all have to be honored and balanced. You can't just nurture one or the other. The curious thing about this is emotions. One of the chiropractor's wives gave me a book that she found was helpful for her. It said, "Buried feelings never die." And at first I was like, well, you'll be really intrigued by this. And so as I looked into that, I did see, we can be all strong and we all have our battles and we have to fight, but we need to nurture the wound, or nurture the healing of the wound that originally started forever ago, and then be able to come through it. I think that's part of another side of medicine that I've looked into, that friends directed me to someone a year ago who does New German medicine. New German medicine, when I went to see the person last year, he said, tell me. And so I told him almost things that we've talked about. And then he said, we're not going to focus on the Lyme disease or the breast cancer, whatever. So we're going to focus on your mind. What is your story? How do you tell yourself your story? Because it all starts here. How do you think about it? Because the minute that you and Tracy were told you had a breast cancer last year, you went into complete survival mode, cellularly, because everybody has a different response when you're told you have cancer. And I was like, what? And he goes, some people go, oh, I should have bought that car I wanted, because that, to them, that means they're going to die. Another person will be, oh, that sucks, or whatever, it's like, and like, to me, my first response was, what? I breastfed my sons. I ate organically. I was a vegetarian for years. I did yoga and meditation. What did I do wrong? And the doctor had to look at me and say, no, it's not like that. It's a different matter, right? But you have to deal with this now. And so when I got that information and then meeting a new German medicine doctor who clearly said, it's up here. How do you tell yourself? Are you saying, oh, I'm going to die? Or are you, so I learned clearly how our thoughts, how our emotions feed or not, the things that we want. And I learned really clearly that my statement now of I am moving towards optimal health and optimal blood is far greater than choosing the other side and being morose and depressed. It's like, no. Because we have a choice. You either go through whatever lessons you have smiling and cutting jokes about it and addressing it full on, or you go about it in fear and demoralized and broken and sad. To me, I was aware of the two choices, and I humbly said, no, I'm not. This is just another battle. That's what I said to my sons. I said, this is just another battle. I'm not familiar with this battle perimeters. I've never been sick like this. I've never experienced this. So, wait a minute. Let me understand it better. Let me research. Let me talk to other Lyme patients that are positive, that have seen things good come from their treatments. So I think that was one of the things I needed to address, because it's really easy to be around sorrowful stories that can very easily make you feel like this more, like, oh, I don't know what to do. Tracy stepped in the very beginning, like in 2012, when I was researching online. And because everything online is true, right? so I was reading and like that link, and I was crying. I was morose because I'm like, oh my God, like articles like if you take antibiotics for so long, it's gonna cause this, and I'm like, oh no, and they goes, look, let me be your filter, and so he helped me when I was really feeling bad. He filtered the articles and then would send me things for me to read, to learn, because in 2012 and 2013, 2014, I was in that brain fog, exhaustion of Lyme. And I can promise you that now, I'm so much better now in 2016 compared to a year ago, compared to 2 years, 3 years, 4 years ago. So I'm confident it's a slow train I'm on, that I'm feeling better now. And slowly regaining how to walk. So, yeah. It'll take some time, but I'll get there. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I just need, because I'm not sure how I sound when I'm speaking about all this, but I need to clarify that when I say, there's two choices, you can be smiling and happy, or I'm saying that from my journey, and I need to clearly say that's not of any judgment to anybody in their journey, because everybody has what they experience when they're told they have something, whatever illness or whatever ailment or disability or whatever, from mental to physical. And everybody's story and everybody's experience is valid and justified. I don't mean in any way that's like two choices. That it's just something that I had to come to within myself so I could survive. Because I made the choice and I wanted to live. I wanted to be here, and I was not going to let these little spirochetes take me out. Because I had one friend, a very, very long time, dear friend that did stonemasonry with me for years. And he sat here in this kitchen with me one day. We were having coffee, and he looked at me and he said, "Elizabeth, you have to deal with this. It's a life and death situation. Lyme disease is real. You have to look at this. You have to face this." And that was the blessing of having a comrade that we have moved stone. We've laid stone projects together for years. And for him to take the time and acknowledge to me, this is life and death. You have to make that decision. It's kind of what propelled me to own it positively. And I think that's where I'm coming from, that everybody has valid emotions about what someone tells them they're going through. Mm-hmm. And I'm just praying that everyone gets to the point of, wait a minute, I'm going to choose the positive road, the courageous road, and stand up to this. As a warrior, like I've said before, we're all warriors. We can do this. It's so hard, but surround yourself with people that help you, with medical professionals that are your team, that you trust and that you can stand by. And try not to judge yourself immeasurably, because I did that for a while. Why didn't I see this coming? Why didn't I see this? And that's something that I don't think it's not the question we should dedicate our time to, because it's here. You just have to address it, you know. So 2011, we're coming up on 2017. Okay, so it's a long process, but I think that's what was good information for me when the Lyme literate doctors said to me, and the other health professionals that work with Lyme patients, they said, this will take time. My first feeling was strong resistance to that statement, because I didn't want to be told it would take a long time. But now I've become accustomed to it will take time. This is my sacred vehicle. This is what I have to honor. And like it's done so much in my life for the things I've wanted to do. Now it's my turn to honor the healing and to learn the steps that are necessary to reestablishing my body's health right now. And my goal is to have optimal health. I want to have optimal blood and optimal health, and no longer take my body for granted, meaning that I could go, and not rest or not, because I was excited to do things, and I would have espressos instead of sleep, so I could do things. And so now, in retrospect, I realize it's important to, when you're tired, take a nap. When you're really tired, really sleep for a long time. So these are all lessons that I've learned from this experience. So.
Yeah.
Cheers to
fantastic. Cheers.
taking care of our bodies correctly.
Yes. Cheers to moving forward.